Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and if you are new here, hey, welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing for lots more diamond painting content. And if you are back, welcome back. Today I am here with a check-in for a cross-stitch conversion project to a diamond painting that I've been working on, and I'm excited to be here to share with you what I have been working on. It was a project I started a little bit spontaneously, a little bit impulsively, and I'll explain why. So if you've watched some of my videos in the past or maybe been around a little bit, you may have seen me share some videos about other cross-stitch conversion projects that I've worked on. I have a whole playlist dedicated actually to ones that I've worked on here on my channel, and I'll have that playlist linked in the description box below this video. And this is the third project that I have tackled that is kind of this style of project. So if you don't really know what I'm talking about and you just clicked in here because you're like, ooh, Loki, hey, I don't blame you, but let me tell you what this is. So instead of this being kind of a traditional diamond painting, which a typical diamond painting is going to have the symbols and everything printed directly on this canvas, and you are just matching up, you know, the diamonds and what colors go where just based on looking at the symbols on the canvas. You can see that in this case, there's a blank canvas here, and no, I'm certainly not creative enough to just be looking at the image and translating it into diamond painting form. Absolutely not. What I am doing though is I am reading a cross-stitch chart, and I am putting the diamonds on the canvas based on that. Now I am using, let me pull it up for you here, the Pattern Keeper app. This is a Fire tablet that I had to go and like add the Google Play Store so that I could add Pattern Keeper onto. As of the time of this filming, Pattern Keeper is not available on Apple devices like iOS, unfortunately, so I actually did just buy this specifically to work on cross-stitch conversion projects. But I ordered this cross-stitch pattern. It is legally licensed from the artist Mandy Manzano, if you didn't recognize the stained glass style of artwork. It is legally licensed from the artist, and the Etsy shop that has a lot of her artwork as cross-stitch charts is called Creatively Stitching. I was thrilled when I saw that they added Loki and jumped on that. I actually have had this project for over a year at this point, but I didn't start on it until around a month ago, a little less than a month ago. Now what I did is they sent me a digital version of the chart, and you could print it off. I actually have, this is my little like cross-stitch project folder here, where this is one of the other projects that I have going at the moment. That is a whole thing. If you want to see updates on that, check the playlist. But you get, this is like a floss usage chart that tells you like different colors that you're going to be using. Don't worry, you don't have to do anything with this necessarily, but I'm just going to show you like a little example of like, this is what a cross-stitch chart looks like. Now just FYI, if you're new and you didn't know, etiquette / the rules and copyright, you should not show a full cross-stitch pattern on video or anything like that, because it's like I purchased the rights to this one, and that's just for myself. It's not, I'm not sharing this with everyone. That lets you guys steal it. So anyway, I'm reading this, and each of these symbols equates to a different color, and so yes, there is counting involved, and it is certainly a little bit more of a workout for your brain. It makes you have to just approach diamond painting differently, and I don't know about you, but I actually find that to be a really fun challenge, and I love that it really opens up the doors to just tons and tons and tons of artwork that we can enjoy as diamond paintings that don't otherwise exist like licensed as diamond paintings just yet. Cross-stitch has been around for a lot longer than diamond painting, and so there are so many other licensed artwork options for cross-stitch charts out there that you can turn into diamond paintings. So anyway, I got that chart, and what I actually did is I sent the info over to Jaded Gem Shop, because Jaded Gem Shop kind of has made a name for themselves as far as providing like the materials and putting everything together for these panel style pieces that Creatively Stitching offers by Mandy Manzano. And so I knew that they would just have it down to a science. It can be kind of a lot of work to take a look at the information that you're given, especially if you're not a cross stitcher. Like I am not a stitcher. I'm just a diamond painter really. And to look at all the information and go, oh my gosh, what do I even do with this? How do I figure out like how much I need of each diamond? And instead all I had to do was just send that over to Jaded Gem Shop, and they did all the work for me. I got the canvas in the exact right size that I needed. I got my diamonds, and I actually, in this case, I sprung for a special service that Jaded Gem Shop offers called their Kit Up service. and they offer different storage options that you can choose from. My friend Lindsay from Emeralds and Fairy Lights had really been swearing by these like 1x1 containers, and these are little like individual containers, but it was just really nice because it's like not only did they provide the diamonds and the canvas for me, but they also kitted up for me with, you know, the symbols on each of the containers and the colors that there were multiples of. Like there's obviously a ton of 310 because it's a Mandy Manzano and all that heavy outlining that you see here. Oh, we got glare. We got a lot of glare going on here. I'm sorry, you guys. But all that outlining you're seeing, very characteristic of Mandy Manzano, and it's all 310. So I've already gone through 4 containers of that particular color. But anyway, this is the storage I decided to try out. I don't really know that it's one that I would like to use regularly because they're all just like the small size, and I like the option of having, you know, bigger sizes sometimes, but it's fun to try out something new. You'll see some dryer sheets in here because I did have a little bit of static. That's just climate dependent mostly, and I'm having a lot of static with my diamonds lately, like across the board from different companies. So it is what it is. Now I started on this project, like I said, it was a little bit spontaneous. I had just wrapped up, you know, I think 5 or 6 different Drills and Chills project, and thought I don't really want to. Drills and Chills is an event that I hosted, just ended, but it was like mid-October, and I thought I don't know that I really want to start another Drills and Chills related project. I'm kind of like going through my project list of my stash and thinking, what do I want to work on? I don't really know. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been watching season 2 of Loki, which no spoilers at all. I just watched the season finale a couple of days ago, and you know, at the time it had really just started. I was super into it, and just in my Loki era apparently, and I was like, oh my gosh, I should start that cross stitch conversion project. Initially I had said that I didn't want to start this project until I had finished the really big cross stitch conversion project I have going, but honestly I feel like that's going to take me a couple more years at the pace that I'm going, and I wanted to start this one, so I did. I thought, why not? I've had the materials for a year, let's dive into it. And this has honestly been a very wildly different experience to work on than either of the past 2 conversion projects that I have worked on. I have been kind of mind blown about it and gone, oh my gosh, it is possible for a cross-stitch conversion project to go more quickly, go more efficiently, and just generally be easier to work on and not hurt your brain as much. So I was kind of sitting down and thinking through and kind of writing out, okay, what are the things about this that make it different? Because I think you guys might find this really helpful to know if you're considering doing a cross-stitch conversion project. What I've ultimately kind of discovered, in my opinion, is that these panels are actually, I think, relatively beginner friendly for if you're new to cross-stitch conversions, and I think could be a really good route to go for a number of different reasons. But before I dive further into like why this is different, I just want to mention a couple of quick other stats that I neglected to mention at the beginning. But in case you're curious about what size this kit is, the canvas itself, the drill field, is 36 by 108 centimeters. And what you do is you take the stitch count that's on the chart, which in this case was 144 by 432 stitches, and you just divide those numbers by 4, and that gives you the size in centimeters, obviously with square drills. If you try to do a cross-stitch conversion on a blank canvas with round diamonds, you'd see the white outline around those diamonds, and so that's why you almost invariably will just see cross-stitch conversion to a diamond painting projects with the square-shaped diamonds. This has, I think, 99 colors. I was going back and counting because I didn't see it like just listed, so I was counting on Pattern Keeper, and I believe this has 99 colors in total. And I started it on October 18th, but have really only worked on it maybe for a couple of weeks. I've had a lot of other projects going at the same time, and I just kind of picked this one up and put it down on and off. So I haven't been working on it for a month straight. I mean, maybe a week to a week and a half total sort of diamond painting time, and I am at like 51% complete. The Pattern Keeper app, actually, it'll tell me right here. Okay, I'm at 51.39% complete. You can see the red arrow here. That's the halfway point height wise. Obviously 0 stitch today, I know, but this has just 62,000 diamonds compared to the like 400,000+ diamonds my other project has going. So I'm over halfway done with this project, and like I said, it really has been going quickly. And I think part of it is that overall, I feel like there's generally less confetti and more color grouping compared to Once Upon a Fairy Tale is the name of my other project by Amy Stewart. And it's just a wildly different image. Here, I can even just show you. That might even make more sense. But Once Upon a Fairy Tale here is just truly chock full of details, and it's pure confetti. It's so many color changes in small areas to a crazy extent. And comparatively speaking, you know, then we've got Loki, who ultimately, like, this is one big image with like more comparatively minimal sets of details and at a very different scale. So these are just truly very different images. So that in mind, it does make sense that the experience of working on these would be really different. As far as size goes, so with this project, I've actually divided this into 8 panels, cut it down the middle vertically, and then each of the shelves I cut as well. And so it's, you know, this is one panel, this is a second panel, and for scale, one of these panels is roughly the size of the Loki, this particular project. So like this would be the equivalent of like this right here. But even still, if you're just comparing Loki to this section here, this is still just chock full of tiny details that a lot of it is really getting lost in translation, I feel like. And so it's just different. And like I said, I feel like this particular project, this chart has more color grouping. And what I mean by that is that, like, you know, all the greens will kind of be in some of the same kinds of areas. Same with like the yellows and browns and golds. And the grays. And so I find myself working within really similar color families. And even if like the sections within that have some confetti and some single placing to do, I still have more of that color in a given area, even if it's still kind of like confetti throughout. Now, I do feel like this chart really is just pure computer charting. I don't think that this has really been hand touched up. I mean, maybe a tiny bit, but you can see just with some of the colors and the spottiness in areas that, to me, this just, it feels like this was just a computer charting situation. I don't think it's bad. I think that can work for Mandy Manzano's panels, honestly. The other thing that makes me think that is that there are there's honestly, I think probably a dozen colors that this chart calls for, that literally there's less than 5 of that color on the entire canvas. There's like 5 diamonds. There's a couple of these. It'll even say on here, because, okay, the number right here is the DMC, and then the number on the right is the number of that color that is found in this kit. This color had only 2 diamonds. Obviously, I was given extra. This color only had 5 of it in the whole canvas, and so on and so forth. And this one had 2 as well. So I kind of feel like if this were hand charted, someone would go in and be like, we don't need these colors that there's literally just 2 of in the whole canvas. But that's just my opinion. I also think that this project, there you go, you can see it a little bit better. I can't believe how bad that glare is today. I'm sorry, you guys. With this project having this outlining style, the stained glass style that is just epitome Mandy Manzano's artwork, it actually makes the process of working on this be more efficient, because what I am doing, at least when I work on it, is I'm doing all of the outlining first. I'm going across and I'm just doing the black outline parts first, and that makes it really easy to then be able to look at the chart and count and fill in the other colors around it. So it's almost like I'm creating the coloring book page in front of me of the outlining, and then I just am going back and filling that in. And I think that makes this much more efficient and easier on the brain. How I have been working on this, it's a different approach as well to my other project, has been, instead of, so my approach with my other project was to basically section this off in 10 by 10 squares and like 10 square wide columns, because if you look at a Pattern Keeper, the chart on here, you can see that it is squared off in these 10 by 10 sections. And there's faint outlines on here you can kind of see in camera. I go over them with the Sharpie to make it that much more clear and easier to see. And you don't look, you don't see any of that black Sharpie behind these diamonds. They fit together perfectly and cover up the white and everything behind it. But what I'm doing is I'm still working in these rows or columns, but instead of kind of just working on a few squares at a time and then a few more squares and then a few more squares, instead what I am doing is I am, like when I pull up the chart, when I'm going to start this next set of columns, I am going all the way across. And what I'm doing is I'm grabbing, this color is the 310, that color that just highlighted. And I am just, okay, I don't want to show you too much there. I am just going all the way across and filling in the 310 first. All the way across here. I'm not stopping to do any other filling in. And it's been so easy and efficient that I'm doing 2 rows of 10 at a time. And I'm going all the way across. So I'm going to section off these 2 rows of 10. And I'm going to do all of the 310 in black outlining first across here. And then I'm going to go back in and pick colors to fill in. Typically what I'll do is I'll grab colors that are right next to the 310, because then I have to do very little counting. I'm just looking at the 310 that's already placed there, the outlining that's already placed there. And I'm just lining these other colors up right next to it. So that's been my approach. And I have found that to be shockingly efficient. It's going so fast. I cannot believe how much more quickly and efficiently this is going than my other projects have. And I think part of it is the nature of the artwork. I don't know how much of that is just that approach of like, okay, let's do the whole column of this color across instead of only working on these, a few squares at a time like this. And then it's like I'm doing a ton of different color changes, and then I get to the next set and I still have to do a bunch of color changes. I don't know. I think that might be a more efficient way to try it. And I'm going to experiment now when I go back to my other project at some point, is I'm going to go, okay, let me try having the same approach to that as I'm having with this project. And I wonder how much of a difference it will make, or if this has more to do with the actual artwork itself than my approach, or maybe it's a little bit of both. I'm not sure. But you guys, I love how this is coming together. This has been a lot of fun. And you know what? I think that I can't discount the effect of that as well. And by that, what I mean is that I really love the subject matter. Like Loki is just one of my favorite fandom characters ever. And so there's that enjoyment of getting to work on this artwork. Like, it makes me want to work on it and excited to work on it. And it also makes it easy for me to get some momentum. And I feel like those two things can make a huge difference when you're working on a project. I don't know if you found that when you're, working on a diamond painting or some other kind of crafting project, but it's like if you enjoy what you're working on and you're excited and can't wait to get back to what you're working on, I feel like it goes faster. It is easier to get momentum on it. And so I think that has played a huge role in this as well. And I shouldn't discount that at all. And it's that sense of like, wow, I've only really worked on this for a couple of weeks and I'm already halfway done. That just is like, oh my gosh, I love this. I just want to keep going. I know I've got a lot of things that I'm sharing here, but I have done something while working on this project that I have almost never done before. And I've completed over 140 something diamond paintings now, but I almost never do this. But because it makes it so much easier to work on with the orientation of everything, I actually have been rolling this up and letting this hang off the table. It's not really in my lap because what I'm doing is I'm rolling it up and just kind of loosely setting it on the edge of the table. They make you can get really cheap hardware clamps from the store if you really wanted to go that route. But what I'm doing is I roll it, and then I'm clipping it with these guys. Again, really cheap way to go about it, an easy way to go about it. And then I just drape it, and then I can just reach and I just work right across, and it's oriented correctly. Normally, I just flip my canvases around. I never work with a canvas hanging off the table. It's just not a thing that I do. But in this case, it makes sense for this kind of project and for my brain. So in case you were curious, like, yes, I will try new things if it makes sense and the project calls for it. So this is what I have left to do. This is the blank part. It doesn't look that bad, but yeah, 36 by 108 princess panel with a misspelled panel. That's okay. But Jada Gem Shop, all their stuff. And oh my gosh, have I had so much fun with all of the coordinating Loki inspired accessories. I have so many. I should show them to you next time. Minders, like pens, and washi tape. Oh my gosh, too much fun. So anyway, that is really just kind of the check-in on this project and my thoughts and learnings. I feel like I'm still very much a newbie when it comes to cross-stitch conversion projects in general. I point you to my cross-stitch conversion project playlist. Did I say those words right? Cross-stitch conversion project playlist. Okay. If you want to see other videos of various projects that I've worked on, I think it's almost 2 years now that I've kind of been working on cross-stitch conversion projects, and I've learned a lot along the way, but I still feel like I'm continuing to learn, especially from cross-stitch aficionados. But this has been a joy to work on, and I'm really glad that I didn't make myself wait to work on it. I'm really glad that I didn't go, no, I have to finish the other one first, because this, I feel like, has given me some learnings that I can take into that other project and hopefully make it be more enjoyable and relaxing and go maybe a little more quickly. And it's been really nice to work on the Loki kit while watching Loki season 2. So like I said, I feel like this actually could be a really good option for those of you that are new to cross-stitch conversion projects. The fact that you can do the black outlining first, I feel like, is a huge help, and Creatively Stitching offers a ton of Mandy Manzano's artwork as licensed cross-stitch charts. And honestly, this is the Mandy Manzano, like her discontinued pieces that were diamond paintings, from Diamond Art Club, are some of the most highly sought after kits, and they're very, very, very difficult to come by. And I feel like this is a really, really nice alternative. While the artwork has not been hand charted, I still feel like it is the kind of artwork that is turning out pretty well as a kind of computer charting. However Creatively Stitching is doing things, however Creatively Stitching is charting it, I feel like is working okay for Mandy Manzano's artwork. And if it's a matter of getting to enjoy that as a diamond painting, either that or not at all, this is great. I'm loving it. I'm perfectly happy and thrilled with it. So I will link to all of these specific materials and everything down in the description below this video. You're going to see a ton of helpful links there, so please go and take a look. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Have you done a cross-stitch conversion to a diamond painting project yourself before? Are you thinking about it? Do you have any suggestions if you're someone that's done a lot of these and you have thoughts you want to share? Or if you're a seasoned stitcher and want to share your insight or thoughts, I would be happy to hear them and would love it, actually. So I look forward to reading what you guys think in the comments below. And just doing this video, it's been a couple weeks since I've really touched this kit, and now I'm like, oh, I want to start back up again. But I thought, let me do a halfway point check-in. That would be really fun. So anyway, feel free to subscribe if you want to stay up to date with my progress on this project and just diamond painting content that I'm creating for you guys regularly anyway. I'd love to have you here. And thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope that you have a day that is as amazing as you are. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.